guys, Dan Grove. Some more Step 2 screw up stories. This one has to do with the short-term rental that I got. I got it with Creative Finance using owner financing. So it was a great deal, and I was very excited because I had all the Airbnb numbers from the prior owner. It was a functioning Airbnb and it had decent numbers. So I did all my underwriting based on those numbers. What I didn't realize though is that when you take over somebody else's Airbnb, you don't get to transport or import their ratings or all their systems. You have to start all over fresh. Now, what happens when you start over fresh with an Airbnb is you have 0 reviews. So I had some pre-existing bookings that I inherited, and that was great. And I was filling in maybe a couple more here and there. But then all of a sudden I looked and I had a whole month, maybe it was January, was empty, no bookings. And this was like 2 weeks into December, and I started to panic because I realized that, oh my gosh, the revenue is going to fall to 0. So I ended up having to do a lot of things. Like I did a lot of deep diving into how to market at Airbnb. I lowered prices. And so I'm going to be net negative on the cash flow for a little while. But what I'm trying to do is build up the reviews, build up the number of people seeing it, increasing the things that the algorithms for Airbnb likes, essentially, because we are all essentially slaves to algorithms these days, and Airbnb is no different. So the lesson or the screw up, what this taught me was that when you acquire an Airbnb, even if it has long history of bookings and revenue, first thing is obviously make sure that the revenue you get from the seller is the net revenue, not the gross revenue. It's how much actually they got paid out. Second is you have to assume in your underwriting that for a period of time, you're not going to be making as much money as you think, or maybe even losing money. And you need to be prepared for that because there's probably going to be a period where you have to build up that user base, that guest experience, those numbers of reviews and ratings. And once hopefully, now that's where I am now. My calendars are filling up. I'm not making any money yet, hopefully, but I'm starting to build up reviews. I'm starting to get more views on the Airbnb site. I'm moving up on the rankings for that. I'm moving up on the page when you search. So hopefully that will all turn around in the next several months. Okay? So keep that in mind if you're looking into a short-term rental. Also be careful when somebody sells you or is trying to sell you a short-term rental. Be careful using the data.rabu data. Just always take a lower number. Always lowball. Be very conservative what you think you'll be with the revenue. Because it's not, there's so many variables, and you have to make sure that, you have either a good property management in for your Airbnb, or you are willing to do a lot of research into how to make them work. Okay, so I'm still very new, so I don't know if you should be listening to me about my recommendations about how to run an Airbnb. There's plenty of YouTube people on that, but this is one thing I screwed up that probably is valuable that you can learn from. All right, so if you find, again, put in the comments if you have other examples of things that you screwed up. You can message me. Also, I'm thinking about probably doing some Zoom videos with people so that they can tell me their stories. I'm hoping to have a collection of these to help people so that they can, not make these mistakes on their own. Okay? So thanks, guys.